Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lizzie once again. Today I'm going to show you all how I achieved this beautiful subtle nude makeup, and here with me is my client, and she's a wedding guest for today. If you want to know how I was able to do this, please continue watching the rest of this video. So this is her bare face. This is before the makeup, and all I did was to pick up a spoolie brush and then I brushed her brows because I needed it to be in a particular shape, and then I picked up my razor and then carved the brow this way because I needed it to be in a very nice form and for it to have a precise shape. You know, our natural brows have their own natural shape, so I needed it to follow that format. So I carved out the excess hair. Moving on, I went in with this makeup remover from Blossom Cosmetics and I just applied a little on my face wipe, and then I used that to remove the oils or the hidden dirts on her face, just to give it a very clean base. Next up, I went in with this vitamin C serum from Blossom Cosmetics again. I think lately I have been enjoying these products from Blossom Cosmetics. Their products are actually really cool and very nice on the face. So I applied that all over her face, and then I went in with this acid toner. It helps to create an even skin tone and then removes dead skin cells from the face. So because I needed the skin to be even, I went in with this acid toner. Next up, I went in with this bomb moisturizer. This is just going to keep the whole face moisturized, and then when I want to apply other products, it's going to enable the products to sit properly on the face, especially foundation and the rest. So it's just going to keep the whole makeup intact. Next up, I went in with this Grip Mismetic primer, and initially I didn't really know how to use this, but with time I got to understand the usage. So all I do is I usually apply little on my palms and then rub it across the client or the model's face, just generously like that. And in order to highlight the face, I went in with this Nuban Glow Mist, and this is just going to make the skin pop, like it's going to give it that under layer shine underneath your foundation and your powder and the whole all other products that you are going to use. So it's just going to give the face that glow underneath the makeup. So this is what it looks like and I love it. Next up, I went in with this rose water, and I'm just going to spray this all over her face, all over the skin, just so that everything that I've done, the whole skin prep routine, will be intact. This is for people with sensitive skin. It's going to make sure that your skin is not dry and also going to make sure that your skin is clean. So these are the foundations that I'll be using on my client, and one is from Nuban Cosmetics and the other is from V Beauty Cosmetics. So the one from Nuban Cosmetics has an orange undertone, so I used that across her cheekbone and towards her forehead, and the one from V Beauty Cosmetics is more like her skin tone. It's just one tone lighter than that of her skin tone. So I applied this all over her face and concentrated more on the T-zone areas, which are underneath the eyes, the forehead, the jaw, and I made sure that I used a wet beauty blender in order to achieve all of this. So I went in with the Nuban foundation again, just so that the cheekbone and the forehead will be more pronounced and more detailed. For concealer, I went in with Zaron concealer and I applied this underneath the eyes like this, and then used my damp beauty blender to tap the products into her skin. If you're doing this, make sure that you do not drag. You want to be as careful as possible because you want a flawless finish. So for contour of the nose, I went in with a dark shade of foundation just at the sides of her nose like this, just so that it can be a little bit more pointed. So I went in with a shade of foundation that is about 3 to 4 tones darker than that of her skin tone. And then I went in with the Nuban concealer again to accentuate that area properly. And then for powder, I went in with this Bicham Ageless powder palette, and I love this powder a lot. So I used this beauty sponge to press the powder into her skin properly, and this actually gave me a very flawless finish, and I loved it a lot. So in the areas where her face is a little bit contoured, I went in with a darker shade of powder from this powder palette, and in the areas where her face is highlighted, I went in with a lighter shade of powder. So that was what I basically did. And then for blush, I went in with this Bicham Ageless blush. You can see how pigmented this particular one is, and because she's light skinned, I went in with an orange blush just so that I can complement her skin properly. So the darker the skin tone gets, the darker the blush gets as well. And then I went in with a bigger powder brush to blend all of that properly into her skin. So guys, for setting powder, I went in with this Adventure setting powder, and I just applied that on her T-zone areas, as you can see me do in the video, just to set the face properly and make it a little bit highlighted. So I applied this on these areas that you can see me apply, and then I did a reverse contour underneath the cheekbone like this. And then guys, for the eyes, I went in with a black shade of eyeliner from Carite Cosmetics, just because I wanted the eyes to pop. So guys, for the brows, I went in with an eyelash glue. I'm going to link some of the videos where I use the eyelash glue so that you guys can see it's perfect for brows as well. So I had to set the brows with my powder palette first before I went in with brown shade of eyeliner from Carite Cosmetics. It also serves as a brow gel. So all I did was to draw a thin line underneath the brow and another thin line above the brow, and then I filled up the areas where she did not have enough hairs. So once that was done, I brushed the brows with my spoolie just so that the brows will look more natural, and then I picked up my Davis brow pencil. I made sure that it was really sharpened and pointed, and I started making hair-like strokes on her brows. So it's one thing to draw the brow, one of the brows this way, and it's another thing to make sure that the second brow looks like the first one you've drawn. So take your time and you definitely get it. So for concealer, I went in with the same shade of concealer from Nuban Cosmetics that I had used for her face, and I used that to highlight underneath the arc of the brow right there. And then for the inner corner of the brow, I went in with her shade of foundation, and then I used a small blending brow brush to blend all of that properly. And then for the top of the brow, I used her shade of foundation and I blended everything out properly. So guys, for the eyes, I applied the same foundation that I used for the top of the brow, just so that it can give me a very clean base. And then I went in with this benign eye primer for the crease area. Then I used my eyeshadow palette from V Beauty Cosmetics, and I went in with a silver shade of eyeshadow and just apply that on her crease area because I really wanted a nude effect. I wanted a nude makeup, so I applied the silver shade of eyeshadow from V Beauty Cosmetics, and once that was done, I went in with a burnt brown shade of shadow at the transition area and towards the inner corner of her eyes like this, and I did the same thing for the second eye. And then once that was done, I went in with a darker shade of brown. This actually seemed like purple in a way, but it's brown. I went in with a darker shade of brown, and then I added more detail to the crease area, which is the area where I initially applied silver. And then for underneath the arc, I went in with her shade of powder because I didn't want that place to be wet, so I went in with her shade of powder and then blended everything out properly, and everything was already coming together at this point. So for mascara, I went in with this Sorosuke mascara from Nubank Cosmetics, and I was just trying to know the hype behind this particular mascara, so I got it. So I applied this on her lower and upper lashes just so that I can have a very clean base, and so that when I place the artificial falsies, it will look very natural. It's going to blend seamlessly with her natural lashes. So at this point, I'm going to dust off the excess setting powder that we have on her face, because at this point it must have set into her skin properly, and we actually do this just so that the makeup can last longer, especially if it's an all day wear. So I went in with my blush again just so that it can be more obvious, and so that it will bring out the makeup better than what it's actually looking like. And then once I was done, I applied it a little bit on her nose like this. And then moving on to the lips, I went in with a brown shade of lippy at the upper and lower part of her lip. And then once that was done, I went in with this Blossom Cosmetics lip palette, and I went in with a nude shade of lippy, and then just blended all of that in with my lip brush. And once that was done, I went in with gloss because I feel like gloss changes the whole makeup and it makes it more attractive. But I do love a matte gloss, it's just that glossy lips always stand out for me. So for the upper part of her lip, I had to make it more detailed, and then I went in with highlighter from the V Beauty eyeshadow palette. I went in with the pink shade of highlighter and blended all of that properly. And then I applied the highlighter on the nose, the forehead, and the jaw. So in order to set the makeup and make the makeup last long, because it's an all-day wear, I still went in with my rose water and then just applied that generously across her face. And then I went in with this So Pro fixing spray, and I just sprayed that all over the face to enable the makeup last long. So this is what we got, and I loved every bit of it, and she loved it too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope that it has been helpful. If it has, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share, and if you've not turned on the notification button, please do that so that each time I post you get a notification and you'll be the first to know. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next. Bye.